What's up, just JP and just 350 JP in the house, in a house, in the house about ready to school, you guys. Alright? Okay, anyway, I just got finished listening to the link that's in this description box, and it's about guys with no game, and she's talking about guys who just can't seem to talk to women, and especially guys with a high IQ. Well, I listened to it. It was an hour 50-something minutes, and it was funny, okay? And I just want to say this. Rule number one, you guys, high IQ guys, stop talking about the thuggish guys. Why are you doing it? You keep saying that you got high IQ and they have a low IQ. And the IQ has nothing to do with socializing with women at all. Now just imagine, one of these days you guys are going to piss these thug guys off, and they're going to go to school, and they're going to get serious with their studies and raise their IQ. And when they do that, while they're doing that on campus, what else do you think they're going to be doing? They're going to be getting all the girls. And when they graduate with a high IQ, just as high as yours or even higher, since they have the intelligence to get women and apparently you don't, then what are your chances of you actually getting a good woman or any woman? 0. Well, okay, I'll benefit of the doubt, maybe 0.5%. Okay, so stop talking about your intelligence because intelligence is just something that you studied in a book. And IQ, I guess, is something that people, some kind of test or something. Hell, I really don't know. But anyway, everyone is smart. And everything on this earth, you look at it like your body. You know, when you go to school, all you're doing is just pretty much studying your body. You're studying trees, you know, this and that and this and that, and it's right there in front of your face. And if you can't figure it out, then whatever. And if you pay so much money to go to school, and then somebody else come along and think of it or read a book, you know, from a library, and could do the same thing and whatever. So that's it. Stop talking about the thugs, talking about why the girls are going after the thugs and not us intelligent guys. Because the thugs have an intelligence that you don't have. And that's knowing how to talk to women, or better yet, getting them in bed. So, moving on to point 2. Next, number 2. If you have intelligence and if you have a lot of money, and don't think those thugs don't have money, because they got money. You know, they probably don't have billions like you do. But in Japan, you can go to a love hotel and it only costs $30, and the girls pay. So you don't need money, or they don't need money. But you do need a girl to go to the love hotel, I guess. Anyway, lesson number 2. When you want to get a girl, I was listening to the program, and you're talking about clubs. Why would you go all day, pass up all these potential beautiful women on the streets, just to go to talk to some girl out in a club? You know, I don't get it. All those hours. I mean, when I was coming, they shouldn't be any different. Well, I don't know, it might be different now. But the best places to meet a really nice woman would be in a grocery store, or in a laundromat, or on the 405 freeway going south. Any south. And that was it. And everyone in LA at that time already know that. You want to go see the fine, beautiful women in LA? Get on the 405 freeway, because you will see them. Okay, anyway. Continuing on. Point number 3. And my point number 2 is, hopefully you got it. If you didn't get it, I had to get back to it because I think I forgot what I was saying. So I got to move on to point 3. And I'll probably get back to That's what it was. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that was it. So don't waste your time waiting all night, especially if it's Saturday, you're not doing anything. Go to the beach, talk to the women there. A lot of thousands. I remember one day I was 19 and I wanted to break my shyness, and I talked to 40 women in one day. And it wasn't a one-on-one, it was always 2, the most was 7. And it was great, and it was a blast. And after I did that, I realized, hey, you know what? There's nothing to talk. There's nothing to it, to talking to women. All you gotta do is just open your mouth and utter something. I mean, you could just walk up there and go, and she's like, what's wrong with you? Like, well, I'm trying to think what I want to say to you, but nothing's coming out. So, and she's like, oh, you so silly, you know. Oh, really? Thank you. You know, whatever, you know. You don't have to be, whatever. Anyway, going on to part 3. So, you want a woman. Have you ever actually thought about the kind of woman that you want? I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys want sisters and stuff like that, because this video is totally for brothers, and you want sisters and stuff, and tall, whatever, you know, nice bodies. But I mean, you know, the first thing I do when I walk up to a woman and I think I like her, the first thing I do, well, American women anyway, well, no, some Japanese women too, unless they're beautiful. If they're not, if they're like a 7 or below, well, if they're like 1 to 6, they just don't talk to me, so I don't even waste my time with them. But because they don't talk to me, not because I don't want to talk to them. But like 7s and some 8s, you know, the first thing I walk up to them and say, hey, are you beautiful? And that's all you gotta say. Are you beautiful? And the girls say no, leave her alone. Because the only thing that's gonna come from that is just a lot of what is that? Personal. I can't think. They haven't gotten a chance to know themselves, and they haven't gotten, and they're not used to being themselves and being with themselves. In other words, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, low self-esteem, okay? And you don't want to be with a woman like that, because you can call her beautiful as much as you want, but she's not going to believe you, and she's going to keep calling herself ugly. And then one day, you know, all it's going to do is just go downhill, and you're like, baby, but I love you, you're so beautiful. I'm not beautiful, get out of my room, go sleep on the couch, and what's wrong, you know? You know, that what's wrong is you just didn't find out how, you know, how high or low her high self-esteem is. If they got a low self-esteem, you walk up to a woman and say, hey, are you beautiful? And she turn around and say, you damn straight I'm beautiful. Then that's the when you start talking. At least they go to green light. If she say no, red light, green, the red flag, whatever you guys call it, then leave them alone. Okay. Second question that you ask, and I swear you just ask it. You ask, how are you when you are angry? And you gotta ask them this question. You know, unless you're just doing a one-night stand thing. You gotta ask them this question, because if you're gonna be with a woman and she's all nice, but when she turns angry and she's a monster and you already in love with her and stuff, man, I mean, if I got a woman that was, I'm like, bye, I'm out, see you, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, in that program, this one lady, this girl was like, well, my boyfriend, he's just too nice, and he let me get away. I'm like, I ain't about trying to control you. Hey, if you want to go, it's your thing, dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? Dun, 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 dun. You go do what you want to do, because I don't care. You know, I have other things to do than worrying about what you doing with your body and stuff. Okay, so moving on to point 5. Okay, there are some other things that you ask these girls. Okay, you ask them a question: what would happen if we were to marry and your career just popped off the wall and you had to go live across the country? Would we stay married? Would you stay faithful? How do you think that's going to affect our relationship? And of course, the smart ones will say, well, I don't know. Okay, and that's the best answer. And if you get a woman that says, I don't know, then you better start thinking of something to keep her, because whether she mess around or not, you know what I'm saying, at least she's being truthful, you know what I'm saying? So, so you get your answers, and from there, you know, she say, I don't know, then you keep them. She's like, well, you know I love you, it's like, then you just have to prepare for the worst, because when they say that, you know, some of them might be telling the truth, but it's not even the fact that they might even mess around or something like that. It's just that they'll be so engulfed into their jobs that they just won't have time to even give you a call or do anything. And then if you do make if you do make a date to go out there and meet her, you know, and if it's I only got 30 minutes to see, you're like, what? No, I'm saying. And it's not even because she messing around. It's maybe because of new friends she met, and or she got a new dress or something she got to do. So you just got to be like, put on the back burner and just have to wait. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those are very important things too. And there's other most obvious things, but what I'm saying is, you know, when you're trying to get a girl and stuff, you know, if you're just trying to get a one-night stand, then, you know what, you're on your, oh, nah, okay, I got one of those too. If you got a one-night stand, as soon as you see a woman, she's staring at you, then you just walk over there and say, hi, how you walk over there and just say, come on, let's go. And she like, what do you mean, let's go? You're like, well, you know, we make eye contact, so, you know, let's go. And, you know, if she's a woman and she's not scared of you or whatever, then she'll go. You know, if she don't be a little resistant, but don't tell you to get the heck out of her face, then, you know, maybe you might want to, well, I wouldn't necessarily buy him a drink. You know, I buy him some juice or something, but I wouldn't buy any alcohol, because you don't know how they're going to turn out when they're drinking and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Which is a good question, too. How are you when you're drunk, or do you drink at home and stuff like that? So anyway, you gotta do that. Okay, let's see what else. Another thing too is stop crying. You know, if a girl don't like you and you like her, then fine. You know, just leave her like that. You know, if she don't like you, cool. If she like you, cool. You know, whatever. Because you're not supposed to be worried about whether she like you or not. I mean, you know. If you get rejected, you know. I mean, because, you know, my videos, I say, you know, rejection. When the girls say no to you, ta-da! It's a blessing from God. You better run. Because, hey, a lot of guys don't run, and they get caught up, and they're like, dang, man. What am I supposed to do? And then God, of course, I don't believe in God, but I'm just messing with you. God come down and like, well, dang, I mean, she did tell you no. But she didn't want to take no for an answer, so there you go. But anyway, I'll talk more later. Oh, I got a couple more minutes. So, those things you have to ask. Like I said, if you're just looking for a one-night stand, then, you know, go about it on your own. But if you want to, you know, a really good relationship and stuff, you gotta really ask those questions. And then another thing too, you guys got to get the money thing out the way. You're like, hey, listen, you know how much money you make, and she might tell you, she might not, but you got to lay it out from the get-go. This is my money, this is your money, you're not touching nothing. You know, this is mine. You know, you better hide some secret money away or whatever. Well, no, I won't even say that, because if you get married, you better marry a good woman. You know what I'm saying, man? Good woman. Who has more money than you. But the number one thing is, though, when you guys dating and stuff, your biggest problem is if you can't entertain your woman, then, you know, it's going to go downhill, period. And she might not divorce you, you might not divorce her, but you're not going to have time, so you got to learn how to entertain her. You know, but then again, she needs to learn how to entertain you. But, you know, if you don't entertain her, that's all cool too, because the thugs will, because they got the high IQ for that. You know what I'm saying? Something that you lack. So like I said, quit talking about them guys, because you don't want them starting to go to school and start hitting them books and getting them girls to teach them and stuff, you know, and because once they get that high, get book smart, and they already got that, they know how to talk to girls, you guys are, hey, out, you'll be crying. Yeah, dear guy, send me a girl. She's like, well, dang, you in college, a whole bunch of them, go get one. Well, I don't know what to do. Well, try opening your mouth or something, you know. But anyway, I'm out, peace.